Your future isn't shaped by luck, but by the choices you make today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something we've all thought about at some point. Starting fresh, a clean slate, a new chapter. Maybe you felt stuck, overwhelmed, or even lost, thinking, if only I had a second chance, I could get it right. Well, here's the truth. Starting a new life doesn't require a golden opportunity or a once-in-a-lifetime moment. It's not reserved for those lucky breaks or grand resets. No, it's available to you right now, right here. No matter where you are, you see, life is built on decisions. Every day you're shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. But too many people fall into the trap of waiting, the perfect moment trap. They think, I'll start when I'm ready, when the stars align, when it feels right. Let me be honest, that perfect moment, it doesn't exist. Waiting is a trap, and every day spent waiting is a day lost. Today, I'm going to tell you how to break free, how to take control, and how to start a new life right where you are. Stay with me for the next few minutes as I walk you through the mindset, steps, and actions to make it happen. Let's dive in. Step 1, the power of decision. The journey towards starting a new life begins with one profound yet simple action, and that is making a decision. Every single moment of your life is shaped by decisions, whether big or small. It's the choices you make that define the path you're on, and ultimately, the life you lead. But far too many of us find ourselves stuck in a cycle of indecision, waiting for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or the most ideal set of circumstances. We think that change will happen when everything aligns perfectly. But here's the truth. That moment may never come. Life doesn't wait for perfect timing. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Life unfolds through the decisions we make, right here and right now. The truth is that your life will never improve if you wait for change to come to you. Change begins with you, and it begins with the decision to act. Often the fear of making the wrong decision holds us back. We're conditioned to think that one wrong move will ruin everything. But the reality is that inaction is the real mistake. Waiting for the perfect time to start can paralyze you and cause you to miss out on countless opportunities. If you keep waiting for the stars to align, you'll find that they never do. The perfect time is a myth. The key to overcoming this paralysis is understanding that there is no such thing as a perfect decision. Every decision, no matter how small, carries risks. Every path forward has its challenges. But it's not about making the perfect choice. It's about making a choice. Period. When you make a decision, you open the door to new possibilities and give yourself the permission to move forward. Take a moment and think about the last time you made a major decision. Whether it was about a career change, a relationship, or a personal goal, that decision was a pivotal moment in your life. You didn't know exactly how things would turn out, but you trusted that taking the step forward would bring you closer to your goals. Now think about the decisions you've avoided, the ones you put off because of fear or uncertainty. Every time you didn't act, you stayed in the same place. You allowed fear to keep you in the comfort zone, which in the long run leads to stagnation. In the grand scheme of things, fear is the enemy of progress. It keeps you locked in place and prevents you from reaching your true potential. But the moment you decide to take that first step, you break free from the chains of indecision. Starting a new life requires you to reflect on where you are now and ask yourself if it's truly where you want to be. Are you satisfied with your current reality, or are you simply tolerating it? Too many people spend their lives tolerating dissatisfaction, telling themselves that things will improve someday. But someday never comes unless you decide to make it happen. If you feel stuck, unfulfilled, or uncertain, it's because you've allowed yourself to settle. It's time to take a step back, assess your current situation, and recognize that change is not only possible but necessary for growth. The moment you realize that your current circumstances aren't aligned with your dreams or values is the moment you can decide to make a change. And with that decision comes the power to transform your life. Remember, decisions don't need to be perfect. They just need to be made. It's the act of deciding that gives you the power to shift your life in the direction you want. But making that decision isn't always easy. Fear, doubt, and uncertainty can cloud your judgment, making it feel safer to stay in the same place. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, and fear of regret can be overwhelming. But here's the truth. Those fears are only holding you back from what you're capable of achieving. The fear of staying in the same place and never reaching your potential should outweigh the fear of making a decision. Yes, there's a chance you might make a mistake, but mistakes aren't the end of the world. In fact, they're often the best learning experiences. Failure doesn't define you, it refines you. The first step to starting a new life is to take control of the choices you make. It's about recognizing that you are the one who holds the power to change. If you don't like where you are, you don't have to stay there, you don't need permission from anyone else, and you don't need to wait for the perfect time. Change can happen right now. It starts with a decision. Look at your life right now and ask yourself, what's not working? What areas of your life are leaving you feeling unsatisfied or unfulfilled? Is it your career, your health, your relationships, your mindset? The first step is to get brutally honest with yourself and identify what's not serving you anymore. This process requires courage, but it's necessary. Once you've identified the areas that need change, decide to take action. This doesn't mean making a huge leap overnight. It just means deciding to make small, intentional steps toward the life you want. This could be as simple as setting a new goal, seeking out new opportunities, or changing a habit that's been holding you back. But remember, making a decision is just the beginning. Once you've decided to change, you must follow through. The decision alone won't change your life. It's the consistent actions that follow that will create the transformation. That's where commitment comes in. After you've made the decision, commit to it fully. Stay consistent and don't let fear or uncertainty make you second-guess yourself. It's natural to feel doubt along the way, but it's important to stay the course. The most successful people didn't get where they are because they made one decision. They got there because they made a decision and followed through with relentless commitment. In conclusion, the power of decision is the first step to starting a new life. It begins when you acknowledge that the life you're living right now is not the life you want, and you make the choice to change. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making a decision to act right now, even if you're not sure how things will turn out. The key is to take that first step, no matter how small, and trust that each decision you make will lead you closer to the life you want. Change doesn't happen by accident. It happens by choice. So make the decision today to start a new life. Your future begins now. Step 2. Taking responsibility. The second crucial step in starting a new life is understanding the power of responsibility. Taking responsibility is often seen as a burden, a heavy weight that we try to avoid. However, in the journey of transformation, it is one of the most empowering choices you can make. The simple truth is this: your life today is a reflection of the decisions you've made up until now. Your circumstances, your successes, your challenges, and even your setbacks are the results of the choices you've made, consciously or unconsciously. If you want to start a new life, you must first accept responsibility for where you are, and more importantly, for where you are going. Responsibility is not about blaming yourself for the things that went wrong or feeling guilty for past mistakes. It's not about getting stuck in regret or playing the victim. Responsibility is about owning your actions and your decisions, good, bad, or indifferent, and taking control of your future. When you take responsibility, you reclaim your power, you stop letting circumstances or other people dictate your life, and you begin to shape your destiny with the choices you make today. It's the first step in taking ownership of your future and unlocking the potential to transform your life. One of the biggest obstacles in life is falling into the trap of blaming others. It's easy to point fingers at the people around us, our boss, our partner, our family, or even the world itself, when things aren't going the way we want. And while it may feel good to blame others in the short term, it ultimately robs us of the ability to change. When we blame others, we surrender our power. We tell ourselves that our situation is out of our control and that we're at the mercy of external forces. This mindset keeps us stuck in the past, unable to move forward. But the truth is, blaming others doesn't serve you. It keeps you in a victim mentality and prevents you from stepping into the driver's seat of your life. If you want to start a new life, you must let go of the blame game and take full responsibility for where you are. This doesn't mean that everything that happened to you was your fault, but it does mean that you are responsible for how you respond to it. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for someone or something else to change your circumstances. You stop hoping for someone to come along and fix things for you. Instead, you look inward and ask, what can I do to change this? What steps can I take right now to improve my situation? This shift in mindset is the key to moving forward. Taking responsibility also means acknowledging that you are the creator of your life. Yes, life throws curveballs. Yes, there are things beyond your control. But how you respond to those challenges is entirely up to you. You have the power to choose your mindset, your actions, and your reactions. When you take responsibility, you stop playing the victim and start playing the role of the hero in your own story. You recognize that your life doesn't happen to you. It happens because of you. Your decisions, your mindset, and your actions are what create the reality you live in. One of the most powerful tools for taking responsibility is reflection. When you take the time to reflect on where you are and how you got here, you gain valuable insights that can guide your next steps. Reflection is about being honest with yourself and asking the tough questions. What choices have led to this point? What habits or behaviors are holding me back? What lessons have I learned, and how can I apply them moving forward? This kind of self-awareness is key to growth. Without it, it's easy to fall into the trap of repeating the same mistakes over and over. But when you reflect on your life with honesty, you can identify the patterns that have shaped your journey and make a conscious decision to break free from them. Another powerful aspect of responsibility is taking ownership of your emotions. Too often, we let our emotions control us. We allow ourselves to feel overwhelmed, angry, or defeated by circumstances outside of our control. But emotions are not facts. They are temporary states that we can choose to change. When you take responsibility for your emotions, you stop allowing them to dictate your actions. Instead of letting fear, anger, or frustration control you, you learn to manage your emotions in a way that serves your goals and dreams. This doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing your feelings. It means recognizing that your emotions are a signal, not a command. You can choose how to respond to them, and that choice is what ultimately gives you control over your life. Taking responsibility also requires you to stop waiting for the right moment or the perfect conditions to act. Many people get stuck in the trap of thinking that they'll start when the time is just right, when they have more money, more time, more energy, or more resources. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. The perfect conditions don't exist. If you keep waiting for everything to align, you'll be waiting forever. The key is to start where you are, with what you have, and make progress step by step. Taking responsibility means taking action now, not waiting for the world to change around you. In the process of taking responsibility, it's also essential to practice self-compassion. This is not about being overly critical of yourself for past mistakes or missed opportunities. Instead, it's about treating yourself with kindness and understanding as you learn and grow. Transformation is not a linear process. It's messy, imperfect, and filled with setbacks. But these setbacks are not failures. They are opportunities to learn and improve. When you approach your journey with self-compassion, you create a mindset that is focused on growth rather than perfection. You give yourself permission to make mistakes, to stumble, and to try again. This mindset frees you from the burden of self-judgment and allows you to move forward with confidence and resilience. Let's take a moment to look at someone who embraced responsibility and transformed their life. Think of someone who's gone through a challenging time, whether it's a personal setback, a financial struggle, or a health crisis. And instead of blaming others, they took responsibility for their situation. They acknowledged their role, no matter how small, and decided to make a change. This person didn't wait for things to get easier or for someone else to step in. They took charge, made a plan, and took consistent action toward a better future. And slowly but surely, they transformed their life, proving that taking responsibility is the first step in creating lasting change. In conclusion, taking responsibility is the foundation for starting a new life. It's about owning your actions, taking control of your emotions, and making decisions that align with the life you want to create. When you take responsibility, you shift from being a passive participant in your life to being an active creator of your destiny. You stop blaming others or waiting for things to change, and you start taking deliberate actions toward your goals. Remember, responsibility is not about perfection, it's about progress. And when you take responsibility for your life, you unlock the power to transform it. Your future is in your hands. Take responsibility and begin the journey of creating the life you deserve. Step 3. Crafting your vision. To begin the transformation into a new life, one of the most powerful steps you can take is to craft a clear, compelling vision. A vision is more than just a wish or a dream. It is a purposeful, deliberate roadmap that guides you toward the life you want to create. It is the blueprint that defines where you're going and why you're going there. Crafting your vision is not just about setting goals. It's about seeing yourself in the future, living the life you've always imagined. It's about visualizing your highest potential and then making a commitment to make that potential a reality. Many people go through life without a clear vision of what they truly want. They get caught up in the hustle of daily life, reacting to circumstances as they come, without ever pausing to think about where they're headed. This lack of clarity can lead to frustration, confusion, and a sense of aimlessness. But when you create a clear vision for your life, you give yourself direction, you give yourself purpose. A vision isn't just about what you want to achieve. It's about aligning your actions, your mindset, and your energy with the bigger picture of your future. The first step in crafting your vision is to get clear on what you want. This requires you to step outside of the noise and distractions of daily life and take a hard look at what truly matters to you. What are the things that make your heart come alive? What are the values and passions that you want to guide your life? If you could design your ideal life, one that aligns with your dreams, your passions, and your purpose, what would it look like? When you take the time to reflect on these questions, you begin to uncover the core elements of your vision. For example, if you're passionate about helping others, your vision might involve creating a business that gives back to the community. If you value creativity, your vision could include a life where you are working in an artistic field, constantly exploring new ideas and self-expression. If health and wellness are important to you, your vision might involve living an active, vibrant lifestyle with a focus on nutrition and self-care. Your vision is deeply personal, and it's important to make it as specific and authentic as possible. The clearer you are about what you want, the easier it becomes to make decisions that move you closer to that reality. Once you have a clear vision of the life you want to create, it's time to break it down into actionable steps. A vision is a powerful tool, but it can be overwhelming if you don't have a plan to bring it to life. Start by identifying the key areas of your life that you want to improve or change. These might include your career, relationships, health, personal growth, or finances. For each area, ask yourself, what would success look like? What actions do I need to take to make this part of my vision a reality? These are your goals, the specific targets that will help you move closer to your vision. For example, if your vision includes building a successful career, one of your goals might be to develop new skills or gain experience in a specific field. If your vision involves improving your health, a goal might be to exercise for 30 minutes each day or adopt a healthier eating routine. These goals should be challenging yet achievable, and they should align with your vision. Once you've set your goals, break them down into smaller, manageable steps. Remember, progress is made one step at a time, and it's often the small, consistent actions that lead to the greatest results. Another important aspect of crafting your vision is to make it emotionally compelling. Your vision should be more than just a list of goals or tasks. It should evoke a sense of excitement, passion, and inspiration. It should be something that excites you so much that you wake up every morning with a fire in your belly, eager to work toward it. The stronger your emotional connection to your vision, the more motivated and resilient you'll be when challenges arise. If your vision is truly meaningful to you, it will fuel your determination and drive, even when the road gets tough. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help you solidify your vision and make it feel more real. Take a few moments each day to close your eyes and imagine yourself living your ideal life. Picture yourself waking up in the morning, feeling energized and excited about the day ahead. Visualize the people you interact with, the work you're doing, the environment around you, and the emotions you're experiencing. The more vividly you can see your vision, the more your mind and body will begin to align with it. Visualization helps reinforce your commitment and brings your vision to life in your mind, which in turn makes it easier to take the necessary actions to achieve it. However, creating a vision isn't just about dreaming big. It's about aligning your vision with your core values. Your values are the guiding principles that influence every decision you make. When your vision is aligned with your values, it becomes not just a goal, but a reflection of who you are and who you want to become. For example, if one of your core values is family, your vision might include a life that allows you to spend more quality time with your loved ones. If growth is a core value, your vision might include constant learning and self-improvement. When your vision reflects your values, it becomes an authentic and sustainable path to follow. As you craft your vision, remember that it doesn't need to be set in stone. Your vision will evolve as you grow and change, and that's okay. The most important thing is that you start with something that inspires you and gives you a sense of direction. You can always adjust and refine your vision as you move forward. The key is to stay flexible, open to new possibilities, and committed to your growth. Crafting your vision is one of the most empowering steps you can take towards starting a new life. It provides clarity, direction, and purpose. It gives you a reason to push through the challenges, to take action, and to keep going, even when things get tough. Your vision serves as a constant reminder of why you're on this journey and what you're working toward. It keeps you focused and motivated, helping you stay on track and aligned with your goals. In conclusion, crafting your vision is the foundation of creating a new life. It's the blueprint that will guide your actions, shape your mindset, and fuel your determination. Take the time to get clear on what you want, break it down into actionable steps, and make it emotionally compelling. Visualize your success and align your vision with your core values. When you have a clear, powerful vision, you'll be unstoppable. Your vision is the map. Now it's time to start your journey. Step 4. Building a growth mindset. The journey to starting a new life is deeply intertwined with your mindset. It's the way you perceive the world, your potential, and your challenges that determines whether or not you will succeed in transforming your life. If you want to change, if you want to create a new future, you need to embrace a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence are not fixed traits, but rather qualities that can be developed and improved over time. It is the understanding that every challenge, setback, and failure is not a sign that you're not good enough, but an opportunity to learn and grow. It is the most powerful tool you can cultivate as you embark on the journey of starting a new life, and it will make all the difference in your success. The opposite of a growth mindset is a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is the belief that you are either born with certain abilities or you are not, and that any failure is a reflection of your lack of potential. People with a fixed mindset often shy away from challenges because they fear failure, believing that it means they are not good enough. They tend to avoid situations where they might not succeed, and as a result, they miss out on opportunities for growth and learning. A fixed mindset keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, unable to take risks, try new things, or pursue bigger dreams. It is the mindset that tells you this is all I can do and this is all I'll ever be. But a growth mindset is different. It opens doors. It encourages you to take risks, embrace challenges, and step outside of your comfort zone. A growth mindset tells you, I am capable of learning, I can improve, I can grow. When you adopt a growth mindset, you stop fearing failure because you understand that failure is just a part of the learning process. It's not a sign that you are not enough, it's proof that you are trying. Failure is simply the feedback you need to adjust, improve, and keep going. It's the courage to try again, to keep moving forward despite setbacks, and to believe that each step, even a misstep, is leading you to success. One of the first things you need to understand is that a growth mindset is not something that comes naturally to everyone. For many people, it requires a conscious shift in thinking. It requires a reprogramming of your beliefs and attitudes. But just like any other skill, a growth mindset can be developed with practice. The more you practice adopting a growth mindset, the more it becomes second nature, and the more resilient, resourceful, and confident you become in the face of challenges. The key to building a growth mindset is to embrace challenges and see them as opportunities rather than obstacles. Life is full of challenges. Whether it's trying to learn a new skill, starting a new career, or pushing yourself to achieve a goal that seems out of reach. With a fixed mindset, challenges are seen as threats to your ability, but with a growth mindset, challenges are opportunities to expand your knowledge, build new skills, and become stronger. Every challenge you face is a chance to grow. Instead of avoiding difficult situations, actively seek them out. Push yourself to go beyond what you think is possible. When you face challenges head-on with a growth mindset, you learn that you are capable of much more than you originally thought. Another key aspect of a growth mindset is learning from failure. It's easy to view failure as something to be avoided at all costs. But failure is one of the most powerful teachers you will ever have. Failure provides you with insights and lessons that you can't get any other way. It shows you what doesn't work, so you can adjust and try again. In fact, every successful person has failed many times on their journey. Think of Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That is the essence of a growth mindset. It's not about being perfect. It's about learning, improving, and growing. When you adopt a growth mindset, you begin to view setbacks not as defeats, but as opportunities to improve and refine your approach. When something doesn't go as planned, instead of getting discouraged or giving up, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I adjust my approach? This shift in perspective is what turns failure into fuel for future success. It allows you to keep going, to keep striving, and to keep improving, no matter how many times you stumble along the way. Building a growth mindset also involves embracing effort. People with a fixed mindset often believe that talent is everything and that success comes easily for those who are naturally gifted. But the reality is that effort is what makes success possible. Nothing worth achieving comes easily, and the more effort you put in, the greater your growth will be. Effort is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Don't shy away from putting in the hard work, whether it's mastering a new skill, building a business, or working on your personal development. Effort is what leads to progress, and every effort you make, no matter how small, gets you one step closer to your goal. A growth mindset also means embracing the idea of lifelong learning. The world is constantly changing, and the more adaptable and open-minded you are, the more you can grow. Don't settle for what you know now. Constantly seek out new knowledge, new experiences, and new perspectives. Be open to learning from others, whether it's from mentors, colleagues, or even your own mistakes. The more you learn, the more you grow, and the more equipped you will be to take on new challenges and create the life you want. Surrounding yourself with the right people is another powerful tool in building a growth mindset. The people you spend your time with have a profound influence on your mindset. If you surround yourself with people who are negative, stagnant, or dismissive of growth, it can be hard to maintain a growth mindset. But when you surround yourself with people who are positive, motivated, and supportive, they inspire you to keep pushing forward. Seek out people who challenge you, who push you to be better, and who encourage you to take risks. These are the people who will help you stay focused on your goals and maintain a growth mindset through difficult times. Finally, developing a growth mindset requires a commitment to persistence. Success is not achieved overnight. It takes time, effort, and a willingness to keep going, even when the going gets tough. There will be times when things don't go as planned, and it will feel easier to quit. But the key to success is persistence. Keep showing up. Keep trying, and keep improving. It's not about being perfect. It's about being relentless in your pursuit of growth and progress. In conclusion, building a growth mindset is essential to starting a new life. It allows you to embrace challenges, learn from failure, put in the effort, and persist through difficulties. A growth mindset enables you to see setbacks as stepping stones and to believe in your ability to grow and improve. It's not just about what you achieve, but about the person you become in the process. When you cultivate a growth mindset, you unlock your true potential and open the doors to endless possibilities. So embrace the growth mindset today. Start believing in your ability to learn, adapt, and grow. The life you want is waiting for you. It's up to you to grow into the person capable of achieving it. Step 5. Developing new habits. The foundation for lasting transformation lies in the power of habits. Our lives are shaped not by grand one-time efforts, but by the small, consistent actions we take every single day. If you want to start a new life, one of the most important things you can do is develop new habits that align with the person you want to become. Habits are the invisible forces that dictate the direction of our lives. They are the small, seemingly insignificant actions we take every day that compound over time to produce extraordinary results. Whether it's waking up early, reading daily, exercising regularly, or practicing gratitude, habits shape who we are and who we will become. But here's the thing. Habits are not just things you do. They are a reflection of who you believe yourself to be. If you want to change your life, you need to change your habits. And changing your habits starts with changing your mindset about them. Successful people aren't successful because of one big decision or a single lucky moment. They are successful because of the habits they've developed and maintained over time. The key to achieving lasting transformation is to focus not on making one-time changes, but on creating daily routines that support your vision, goals, and aspirations. It's through these small actions that we lay the groundwork for significant long-term change. The first step in developing new habits is to start small. Often people make the mistake of trying to overhaul their entire lives overnight. They aim to change everything at once, eating perfectly, exercising every day, waking up early, meditating, and more. But this can quickly become overwhelming, and when the inevitable slip-ups happen, it's easy to give up entirely. Instead, the key to building lasting habits is to take small, manageable steps. Focus on one habit at a time, and once you've mastered it, add another. By starting small, you allow yourself the space to succeed and build momentum without burning out. For example, if your goal is to exercise more, don't commit to working out for an hour every day right away. Instead, start with a 10-minute or 15-minute walk every morning. Once this becomes a regular part of your routine, you can gradually increase the time and intensity of your workouts. By starting small and gradually increasing the difficulty of your habits, you create a solid foundation of success that will help you maintain your motivation and build on your progress. Another essential strategy for developing new habits is to make them a part of your identity. Too often we treat habits as something we should do, rather than something that reflects who we are and what we value. For instance, instead of thinking I have to exercise, think I am a person who values health and fitness. When you align your habits with your identity, they become much more meaningful and easier to stick with. You begin to view your habits not as obligations, but as reflections of the person you are becoming. Your habits should support the version of yourself that you are striving to be, and the more you make them part of your identity, the more natural they will feel. If your vision is to become a successful entrepreneur, start building habits that align with that vision. This might mean dedicating time every day to work on your business, learning new skills, or connecting with other entrepreneurs. These small, consistent actions will eventually become second nature and will help you become the person who is living the life you envision. Remember, success isn't about making one big change. It's about making small, consistent improvements over time. Another powerful strategy for developing new habits is habit stacking. Habit stacking involves taking an existing habit and pairing it with a new one. For example, if you already have a habit of drinking a cup of coffee every morning, you can stack a new habit onto it by using that time to write in a journal or set your intentions for the day. By pairing a new habit with an already established routine, you make it easier to integrate the new behavior into your daily life. The key is to find habits that already exist in your routine and use them as anchors for your new habits. For instance, if you want to start meditating, you might stack it with brushing your teeth in the morning. After brushing your teeth, you immediately sit down for 2 minutes of meditation over time. This small practice will become ingrained in your routine and will build the foundation for a more meaningful and transformative meditation practice. Habit stacking makes it easier to introduce new behaviors without feeling overwhelmed by the need to create an entirely new routine. One of the most powerful tools for building new habits is tracking your progress. Tracking allows you to measure your success and celebrate your small wins, which reinforces the positive behaviors you are trying to develop. You can use a habit tracker, a journal, or even a simple checklist to keep track of your habits each day. This creates a sense of accountability and helps you stay focused on your goals. Additionally, seeing your progress can serve as a powerful motivator to keep going, even when things get difficult. Every day you complete a habit, you're one step closer to achieving your goals, and tracking your progress helps you visualize that journey. But while tracking is important, it's equally important to practice self-compassion when things don't go according to plan. There will be days when you slip up or miss a habit, and that's okay. Perfection isn't the goal. The goal is consistency over time. Instead of beating yourself up when you fall short, focus on getting back on track as quickly as possible. Remember, the key to lasting change is not in achieving perfection, but in making consistent progress. Celebrate your wins, learn from your setbacks, and keep moving forward. The process of building new habits is about persistence and resilience, not perfection. Another important factor in building new habits is creating an environment that supports your goals. Your environment plays a crucial role in determining your success. If you want to develop healthier eating habits, stock your kitchen with nutritious food and remove temptations. If you want to read more, create a designated reading space and make your books easily accessible. By designing your environment to make good habits easier and bad habits harder, you increase the chances of success. Set yourself up for success by creating an environment that supports your goals and eliminates distractions. Finally, developing new habits requires a commitment to personal growth. When you commit to building habits that align with your values and vision, you are committing to becoming the best version of yourself. Personal growth is a lifelong journey, and every habit you build is an opportunity to improve and evolve. Each small habit you cultivate is a stepping stone toward a more fulfilling and successful life. In conclusion, developing new habits is one of the most powerful ways to start a new life. It's through small, consistent actions that we create lasting change. Start small, align your habits with your identity, use habit stacking, track your progress, and practice self-compassion. Your habits shape who you are and who you become. Commit to the process, be patient with yourself, and stay consistent. The transformation you seek doesn't happen overnight, but with dedication and perseverance, you'll build the life you desire, one habit at a time. The power to change your life is in your hands. It starts with the habits you develop today. Step 6. Taking action today. When it comes to creating a new life, the most important step is the one you take today. Too often, people get stuck in the cycle of planning, thinking, and waiting for the perfect moment to begin. They get lost in the idea that they need everything to be in place before they can take action. But here's the truth. The perfect moment will never come. Life is never perfectly aligned. It's messy, unpredictable, and always changing. The key to transforming your life is to take action right now, with what you have, where you are, and trust that every step forward is a step in the right direction. Action is the bridge between intention and reality. It doesn't matter how clear your vision is or how well thought out your plans are. If you don't take action, nothing in your life will change unless you start doing something about it. And here's the most liberating part. It doesn't have to be perfect. The action you take today doesn't need to be flawless. It just needs to be taken. It's not about making giant leaps or waiting until you have everything figured out. It's about taking the first small step and building momentum from there. The key is to start now. Don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait for a special occasion. And don't wait for things to get easier. The longer you wait, the longer you stay in the same place. Waiting for the perfect conditions is just another form of procrastination. And procrastination is the enemy of progress. Every day that passes without action is a day you're not getting any closer to the life you want to create. Today is the day to begin. Start by identifying one small, meaningful action you can take today toward your goal. It might seem insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but it's the first step. And that first step is what will build momentum. For example, if your goal is to improve your health, today's action might be as simple as drinking a glass of water or taking a 10-minute walk. If your goal is to start a new business, today's action might be researching your market or writing down the first idea for your business plan. It doesn't have to be a huge leap. It just needs to be a step in the right direction. The beauty of taking action today is that it creates a ripple effect. One small action leads to another, and before you know it, you have built a momentum that propels you forward. The more action you take, the more confident you become. Every step forward, no matter how small, reinforces your belief in your ability to achieve your goals. It shifts your mindset from I can't to I can. Action breaks through the mental barriers that hold you back and makes the journey feel real. Another powerful aspect of taking action today is that it helps you learn and adapt. When you take action, you gain real-world experience. You make mistakes, you learn from them, and you improve. Action brings clarity. You can spend days, weeks, or even months planning, but nothing beats the clarity that comes from actually doing something. When you're in motion, you get feedback. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's not, but it's all valuable. It shows you what works, what doesn't, and what needs to be adjusted. You cannot grow, learn, or improve by sitting on the sidelines. You have to dive in and take action. And let's be clear, action is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Every great achievement is the result of small, consistent actions that accumulate over time. The key to success is not a one-time effort. It's the willingness to keep going day after day, even when things get difficult. There will be days when you feel discouraged, when you want to quit, and when you question whether it's all worth it. But remember, every great success story includes moments of doubt and failure. The difference is that the successful people didn't give up. They kept taking action, one step at a time. In order to stay consistent, it's helpful to create a routine or a plan that keeps you on track. Break your larger goals down into smaller tasks and make a to-do list each day. Focus on completing one small task at a time and celebrate your progress along the way. Use tools like habit trackers, accountability partners, or journaling to stay motivated and hold yourself accountable. The more you commit to taking action every day, the more ingrained your new habits become, and the easier it gets to stay consistent. It's also important to remember that action doesn't have to be huge. Small actions, done consistently, lead to extraordinary results. Think about how a tiny seed grows into a massive tree over time. It starts with a single drop of water, a small burst of energy from the sun, and consistent care. It's the same with your goals. Each small action you take adds up and creates the foundation for something great. In addition, taking action today helps you overcome fear. Fear is natural, but it can hold you back if you let it. The longer you wait to take action, the more fear will build up in your mind. But the moment you take that first step, fear begins to lose its grip. It's like diving into cold water. In the initial shock is uncomfortable, but once you're in, it becomes easier to swim. When you take action despite your fear, you build courage. You prove to yourself that fear doesn't have to control you. In fact, fear often signals that you are pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, and that's where real growth happens. One of the most empowering aspects of taking action today is that it shifts your mindset from being passive to being proactive. It moves you from waiting for things to change to actively making things happen. You are no longer waiting for life to happen to you. You are taking charge and creating your own destiny. This shift is incredibly powerful. When you take action, you reclaim your power. You take control of your future and begin to create the life you've always dreamed of. So take that first step today. Whatever it is, make it happen now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Make this moment the perfect one. You have everything you need to start right now. Every small step you take today brings you closer to the life you want to live. Success is not about waiting for everything to be perfect. It's about taking action, even when you don't have all the answers. The road ahead may not always be smooth, but every step you take is a step forward. So start today. Take action. Your future is waiting for you, and it begins with the decisions you make and the actions you take in this very moment. Step 7. Overcoming fear and doubt. Fear and doubt are two of the most powerful forces that can hold you back from starting a new life. These feelings often paralyze us, preventing us from taking action or making bold decisions. They whisper in our ears telling us we're not good enough, that we'll fail, or that we're unworthy of success. But here's the truth. Fear and doubt do not define you. They are simply signals, telling you that you're stepping into unfamiliar territory, that you're growing. The key to overcoming fear and doubt is not to eliminate them entirely, but to move forward in spite of them. When you start a new life, you're bound to face fear and doubt. After all, change is not easy. It requires you to step out of your comfort zone, face the unknown, and trust that you can handle whatever comes your way. But the very act of confronting these fears is what makes you stronger and more resilient. Every time you push past a fear, you gain more confidence. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. And over time, you develop the courage to keep going, even when the fear doesn't go away completely. The first step in overcoming fear and doubt is to acknowledge them. Don't ignore them or pretend they don't exist. Fear and doubt are natural parts of the human experience, and everyone, no matter how successful they are, feels them at some point. What matters is how you respond to these feelings. Instead of letting fear control you, recognize it for what it is, a sign that you're pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, that you are on the brink of something new and exciting. Fear is often a sign that you are doing something that matters. It's not something to be avoided, but something to be embraced as a signal that growth is happening. One of the most effective ways to overcome fear is to reframe it. Instead of viewing fear as something negative, see it as excitement or anticipation. Think of fear as energy that can be channeled into action. For example, before a big presentation or an important decision, you might feel nervous or anxious. Instead of thinking, "I'm scared, I'm going to fail," try reframing that energy by saying, "I'm excited, I'm about to do something amazing." This shift in perspective turns fear into fuel. It transforms the nervousness into motivation, and the fear into the excitement of opportunity. Another powerful technique for overcoming fear and doubt is to break down your fears into manageable pieces. When fear feels overwhelming, it's easy to get stuck in the what-if spiral. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if I make a mistake? These questions can paralyze you if you allow them to. But the truth is, you can't predict the future, and worrying about every possible outcome only prevents you from moving forward. Instead, break your fears down into smaller, more manageable steps. Ask yourself, what is the worst-case scenario? And is it really as bad as you think? Often the worst-case scenario is not as catastrophic as we imagine. It might be something as simple as making a mistake, looking foolish, or facing temporary disappointment. But none of these things are truly life-threatening. In fact, they're all opportunities to learn and grow. When you can see that your fears are manageable and that the worst possible outcome is not as dire as you once thought, you'll feel more empowered to take action. A crucial part of overcoming fear and doubt is taking small, consistent actions in spite of them. You don't have to be fearless to move forward. You just have to be willing to act, even when fear is present. Fear will always be there, but it doesn't have to stop you. It's the act of taking action despite your fears that builds resilience and confidence. Each step you take in the face of fear shows you that you are stronger than you realize. And as you continue to take action, the fear will become less powerful. Sometimes it helps to lean into the discomfort. When you push yourself into situations that make you nervous or uncomfortable, you expand your comfort zone. You grow, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling more than you thought. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you face fear, the more resilient you become. And the more you face doubt, the more you build self-belief. So instead of avoiding uncomfortable situations, step into them with confidence, knowing that each moment of discomfort is an opportunity to grow stronger. Another important strategy for overcoming fear and doubt is to shift your focus from what could go wrong to what could go right. It's easy to get caught up in worst-case scenarios and fear the possibility of failure. But what if you focused on all the possibilities for success? What if you imagined how amazing it will feel when you accomplish your goals? Shift your mindset to the positive outcomes you want to create. Focus on the rewards, the satisfaction, and the fulfillment that come with taking action and moving forward. This shift in perspective helps you move from a mindset of fear to one of excitement, motivation, and confidence. One of the best ways to overcome fear and doubt is to surround yourself with supportive people. The people you spend time with play a crucial role in shaping your mindset. If you're surrounded by people who uplift you, encourage you, and remind you of your potential, fear and doubt will have less power over you. Seek out people who inspire you, who challenge you, and who believe in your ability to succeed. These are the people who will remind you of your strengths when you start doubting yourself. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive individuals can help you push past your fears and keep you moving forward, even when you feel unsure of yourself. Finally, remember that fear and doubt are not permanent. They are temporary emotions that come and go. The more you face them, the less power they will have over you. They may never completely disappear, but with time you'll learn to manage them and move forward despite them. The more you practice taking action in the face of fear, the more you'll realize that fear doesn't control you. You control how you respond to it. In conclusion, fear and doubt are normal, but they don't have to stop you. They are simply signals that you are on the verge of growth. Embrace them, reframe them, and take small, consistent actions to move forward in spite of them. Break your fears into manageable pieces, focus on the positive possibilities, and surround yourself with supportive people who believe in you. The more you face fear and doubt head on, the more confidence and resilience you'll build. Remember, the greatest achievements often come when you push through fear and doubt and take action despite them. You are capable of more than you think. Keep moving forward and let your courage drive you to the life you deserve. Step 8. Staying consistent and resilient. One of the most important keys to creating a new life is consistency. While the excitement of starting something new is energizing, it's the ability to stay consistent, even when the initial enthusiasm fades, that will truly lead to lasting change. The journey of transformation is not a sprint. It's a marathon. Success doesn't come overnight. It's built on the foundation of small, consistent actions taken over time and the ability to stay resilient in the face of challenges. When you embark on the journey of creating a new life, you may be filled with excitement and motivation at the start. But as time goes on, obstacles will inevitably arise. The road ahead won't always be smooth, and there will be moments when progress feels slow or even non-existent. It's easy to get discouraged during these times, but this is when consistency and resilience truly matter. In these moments, it's not the big breakthroughs that make the difference. It's the willingness to keep going, even when the going gets tough. Consistency is what helps you build momentum. When you show up every day and do the work, even when you don't feel like it, you start to create a habit of success. Success is the result of compounded efforts, small, consistent steps that, over time, lead to extraordinary results. Think of a river that cuts through rock. It's not the force of the water that creates the path, but the consistent flow over time. Similarly, your small actions, repeated daily, will eventually carve a path to your goals and dreams. Staying consistent, however, doesn't mean that things will always go according to plan. There will be setbacks along the way. You might face failure, frustration, or moments of doubt. But these setbacks are not signs that you should give up. They are part of the process. Every obstacle is an opportunity to learn, grow, and refine your approach. It's through facing challenges that you build the resilience necessary to continue on your journey. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after setbacks, to keep going after failure, and to remain hopeful in the face of adversity. It's about developing the strength to persevere, even when it feels like the road is never ending. Building resilience doesn't happen overnight. It's developed through repeated practice, through the act of showing up day after day, even when things aren't going as planned. Resilience is forged through adversity. When you face challenges head-on and refuse to give up, you develop the mental toughness needed to achieve your long-term goals. One of the key aspects of consistency and resilience is the ability to stay connected to your why, your deeper purpose and motivation for making a change in your life. When you have a clear vision of why you are doing what you're doing, it becomes easier to stay consistent, even when the going gets tough. Your why serves as a compass, guiding you through moments of doubt or frustration. It reminds you of your bigger vision and helps you stay focused on the long-term rewards. Whether it's creating a life of freedom, building a successful business, improving your health, or finding fulfillment, keeping your why at the forefront will give you the strength to push through difficult times. It's also important to remember that progress is not always linear. You may have days when you feel like you're moving backward, or when it seems like you're stuck. But even on those days, you are still making progress. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. In fact, sometimes it's during the hardest moments that the most growth occurs. You may face setbacks or make mistakes, but as long as you keep going, you are still moving forward. Embrace the journey with all its twists and turns, and trust that every step you take is building the foundation for your future success. To stay consistent and resilient, it's also important to create a routine that supports your goals. Routines provide structure and help you stay on track, even when motivation wanes. Establish habits that align with your vision and make them a non-negotiable part of your day. Whether it's waking up early, exercising regularly, setting aside time for personal growth, or prioritizing your work, routines help you build consistency. When your habits become ingrained, they become effortless. You don't have to rely on motivation to get things done. You simply do them because they've become a part of who you are. Another key factor in staying consistent is accountability. It's easy to let yourself down when you don't have anyone to answer to. But when you share your goals with others and invite them to hold you accountable, you create an added layer of motivation. Whether it's a friend, family member, mentor, or accountability group, having someone to check in with can help you stay committed. Accountability provides external motivation and helps you stay on track when your own internal motivation starts to waver. As you work toward your goals, celebrate the small wins along the way. It's easy to get caught up in the big picture and focus only on the end result. But success is a journey, and every step you take is worth celebrating. Take time to acknowledge and appreciate your progress. No matter how small, celebrating your wins boosts your confidence, reinforces positive behavior, and reminds you that you're on the right track. It's these small moments of recognition that keep you motivated and remind you that your hard work is paying off. In moments when you feel overwhelmed, remind yourself that consistency doesn't mean perfection. You will make mistakes and you will face obstacles, but these are not signs of failure. They are simply part of the process. What matters is that you keep going. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who refuse to quit. Every setback is a lesson in disguise, and every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Embrace them as part of your journey and keep moving forward. In conclusion, staying consistent and resilient is the key to creating a new life. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and refusing to give up. No matter the obstacles, consistency builds momentum, and resilience helps you bounce back from setbacks. When you stay connected to your why, create supportive routines, and celebrate your progress, you build the mental and emotional strength necessary to achieve your goals. The road may not always be easy, but with consistency and resilience, you can overcome anything that stands in your way. Keep moving forward, stay committed, and trust that every step you take brings you closer to the life you deserve. Step 9. The ripple effect of change. When you begin the journey of transforming your own life, you may think that the impact will be limited to just yourself. You may focus on your goals, your aspirations, and the changes you want to see in your own world. But the reality is that personal growth doesn't just transform your own life. It has a profound ripple effect that spreads outward, influencing the people around you and the world in ways you may not even realize. When you change, you create a wave of positive energy that can inspire and uplift everyone you come into contact with. Your transformation doesn't just impact you, it has the power to change the lives of others as well. The ripple effect of change starts with you. It begins when you take ownership of your life and make a conscious decision to improve, to grow, and to become the best version of yourself. But as you progress on this journey, you begin to notice something powerful. The way you show up in the world has an impact on those around you when you work on yourself. Whether it's developing new habits, shifting your mindset, or pursuing your dreams, you become a living example of what is possible. Your growth sparks something in others. It inspires them to take their own steps toward change and transformation. The energy you radiate as you work toward your goals can be contagious. Think about it. When you see someone working hard to improve their life, doesn't it motivate you to do the same? When someone is positive, resilient, and driven, it's hard not to be inspired by their example. The same happens when you make changes in your own life. As you grow and evolve, you create an environment that encourages growth in others. Your commitment to bettering yourself becomes an invitation for others to do the same. Your actions, no matter how small, show the people around you that change is possible and that they too can take steps toward the life they desire. One of the most powerful ways the ripple effect works is through the people you influence in your personal life. When you improve your health, for example, you may inspire your family or friends to take better care of themselves as well. Maybe you start eating healthier, exercising regularly, or practicing mindfulness. These changes you make don't just benefit you, they influence those around you to adopt similar habits. A simple change in your own routine can set off a chain reaction of positive behaviors within your circle of friends, family, and colleagues. This is the ripple effect in action. But the impact doesn't stop there. The positive changes you make can extend far beyond your immediate circle. When you become a more positive, resilient, and driven person, you set an example for your coworkers, your community, and even strangers you come into contact with. Your actions can inspire people who you may never meet personally, but who see your example and are motivated to make a change in their own lives. In this way, your transformation creates a much larger impact than you may ever fully realize. It's not just about you, it's about the way your growth spreads outward, touching the lives of everyone you encounter. The ripple effect also works in ways you might not even notice. When you improve your mindset, for example, you begin to see the world differently. You start looking for opportunities rather than obstacles. You begin to approach challenges with optimism, believing that you have the ability to overcome them. This shift in mindset has a powerful impact, not only on your own life, but also on the people around you. When you stay positive, even in difficult circumstances, you inspire others to do the same. They see your resilience and are encouraged to stay strong in the face of their own challenges. The ripple effect can also extend to the professional world. When you make positive changes in your life, your work ethic, attitude, and determination inspire your colleagues and clients. Your passion and commitment to growth can motivate others to step up and improve their own work, leading to a more productive and positive environment. When you choose to show up as your best self, you elevate those around you. And in a work environment, this can translate into better collaboration, more innovative ideas, and a shared sense of purpose. But the ripple effect doesn't just happen in the immediate present. It also creates long-term change. The impact of your transformation can affect generations to come. When you work on yourself and create a better life for you and your loved ones, you set a new example for those who come after you. If you're a parent, your efforts to improve yourself become a powerful model for your children. When they see you working toward your goals, embracing challenges, and growing, they learn valuable life lessons. They see firsthand what it means to put in the effort, overcome obstacles, and strive for personal growth. Your actions become a legacy that continues to inspire future generations. The ripple effect of change also extends to the community at large. When you work on your own growth, you become a more engaged, compassionate, and driven member of your community. Your contributions, whether through volunteering, mentoring, or simply supporting others, create a positive environment where everyone has the potential to thrive. As you change, you inspire those around you to do the same. This collective growth creates a community that is stronger, more connected, and more capable of achieving great things together. This ripple effect is powerful because it highlights the interconnectedness of all of us. When one person chooses to change and improve their life, that decision has the potential to touch countless others. You are never just working on yourself for your own benefit. You are contributing to a larger movement of positive change. Your growth becomes part of a collective energy that elevates everyone around you. When you begin your journey of personal transformation, know that the impact you have goes far beyond your own life. Every step you take toward growth and change creates a ripple effect that touches the lives of everyone around you. Your transformation inspires others to transform, and together you create a wave of positive energy that can change the world. You are not just improving yourself, you are contributing to a larger movement of growth, empowerment, and possibility. Remember, the changes you make today will echo through your community, your family, your workplace, and beyond. Your journey is not just for you, it is for everyone you come into contact with. Embrace the ripple effect, and know that your transformation has the power to make a difference in ways you may never fully understand. Keep going, because your growth is a gift not just to yourself but to the world. In conclusion, the journey of starting a new life is not a single transformative event. It's a series of decisions, actions, and mindset shifts that compound over time. It begins with the decision to change, followed by taking responsibility, crafting a vision, and embracing a growth mindset. Through consistency and resilience, you can overcome fear and doubt, and as you continue to move forward, your actions will create a ripple effect that impacts everyone around you. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you've always dreamed of. The most important thing to remember is this: The power to change your life is in your hands right now. You don't need a perfect plan or the perfect moment to begin. You just need to take that first step. Don't wait for the stars to align or for life to hand you an opportunity. Create that opportunity by committing to growth today. So take action now. Reflect on the changes you want to make. Identify the first small step and move forward with purpose. Embrace challenges, face your fears, and stay consistent. No matter how daunting the journey might seem, keep in mind that every great transformation begins with a single decision. And it's up to you to make that decision today. Your future is waiting, and it starts with the choices you make right now. Start your new life today. You have the power, the strength, and the ability to create the future you desire. Take that first step.